Jai Sitaram. Ayodhya chapter 13. In the previous section, we saw the grief of King Dasaratha being transformed into a lovely description of Lord Rama's qualities. He calls him as Shura, or very valiant, Kritavidya, or the one who is very knowledgeable, Chitakrodha, the one who has conquered anger, Kshamaparaha, the one who has no equal in his patience, Kamalapatraksha, the one whose eyes are as beautiful as that of lotus petals, Indevarishyama, or the one who is as dark as the blue lotus, Dirgabahum, the long-armed, Mahabalam, the very strong, Abhiramam, the enchanting, Sukhanam Uchitasya, the one who is used to comforts, Dukhir Anuchitasya, the one who is not habituated to any discomfort or difficulty. And then who is he? Satya Parakrama, the one whose truth is very powerful. And this particular Rama does Kaikeyi want to send off into the forest. And if this were the case, unparalleled infamy and disgrace is going to be King Dasaratha's lot forever. And then we are going to continue on with the next phase. Verse 14. Tatha vilapatah tasya paribhramita chetasah astam abhyagamat suryo rajnicha abhyavartita. The sun set upon the pitiable sight of the old man, the lord of the earth, yet raving as one demented. Merciful night cast her dark pall over it. So, Valmiki is giving us the time right now. In the morning, King Dasaratha had announced to Rama and the rest of the world that Rama is going to become the next king of Ayodhya, and everyone is very happy. And by the evening, Kaikeyi had already demanded her 2 boons. And right now, King Dasaratha is lamenting that the night is approaching at the moment. Because when the night approaches, the next day he will have to tell Rama that he has to go off into the forest. So let us continue with this mentality of King Dasaratha in the next verse as well. Verse 15. Satri yama tatha artasya chandra mandala mandita ragnyo vilapamanasya na vyabhasata sharvari. The moon, as she rode in the heavens during 3 watches of the night, was an eyesore to Dasaratha. The winged hours seemed to his sorrowful heart leaden-footed. Verse 16. Tathaiva ushnam vinihashvasya vruddho Dasaratho nripaha vilalapa artavad dukkham gagana asakta lochanaha. He contrived to pass through the age-long night like one stricken with an incurable malady, heaving deep sighs and hot. He fixed his tearful eyes on the sky and called out to it in heart-rending lamentations. Verse 17. Na prabhatam tvaya ichhami maya ayam rachitaha anjalihi athava gamyatam shighram na aham ichhami nirgranam. O star-bedecked queen of night, have pity on me and continue ever. Nay, I ask it of you with joined palms of prayer. Verse 18. Athava gamyatam shighram naham ichhami nirgranam nirashamsam kaikeyim drashtum yat krite vyasanam mahat. Oh, but if it dawns, my subjects will seek me out, and I will be relieved of the sight of my mortal foe. Hence, O merciful night, Haste thee on the wings of thought and usher in the welcome dawn. I would give anything to be saved the cruel torment of being forced to look upon the author of my woe. So, Dasaratha shows what it is to actually be in love with Lord Rama. He's praying to the night, oh, don't go away. Because if dawn comes, then that means that he will have to tell Rama that Rama has to go off to the forest. But then he's thinking, oh, if the dawn comes, then I don't have to see Kaikeyi anymore. I don't have to see the person who has caused this misery to come upon me. I don't have to see her anymore. So let the dawn arrive very quickly. So you can see that Dasaratha is exceptionally incoherent at this moment. Dasaratha is willing to do anything and everything it takes to ensure that Rama doesn't have to go off into the forest. So what does he do right now? Verse 19. Evam uktva tatah raja kaikeyim samyata anjalihi prasadayam asa punaha kaikeyim cha idam abravit. And then his thoughts wandered to another point, and he stood before Kaikeyi with clasped hands of entreaty, seeking to turn her from her foul purpose. So, once again, he is willing to beseech, he is willing to beg. We have already seen the number of times in the past chapter that Dasaratha was willing to fall down at the feet of Kaikeyi, to place his head at the feet of Kaikeyi. How many times he supplicates with joined palms just so that Kaikeyi might want to change her mind. We just saw that he was quite incoherent, but then he has this blazing thought upon his forehead that Rama shouldn't have to go off into the forest. He shouldn't have to die out of grief of separation from his beloved Rama. And therefore, even though he had called Kaikeyi as Papa Sankalpe and Rishamse and all that, now let us see how he goes ahead and calls Kaikeyi. Verse 20. Sadhu vrittasya deenasya tvad gatasya gata ayushah prasadah kriyatam devi bhadre ragnyo visheshatah. O auspicious queen, the world knows me till now as a right-principled person. I am on the confines of life and may pass beyond at any moment. I am wounded to the heart, and you are my only hope. Besides, I am your lord and king. I have made you what you are, the favorite queen of the ruler of Koshala. Let these things weigh with you in granting me my prayer. Verse 21. Shunyena khalu shushroni maya idam sa mudaharitam kuru sadhu prasadame bale sa hridayahi asi. None were with us when I gave you the two boons. You may drop them now and not incur the displeasure or ridicule of any. But my promise to Rama is far otherwise. In full audience have I passed my word to the kings from the four quarters of the globe, to saintly rishis and holy brahmanas, and to the millions of my subjects. I crowned Rama king on the morrow. If I break my pledge to them, how would I stand in their esteem? You are but a girl, and some intriguer may have put you up to this obstinacy. Let be. I pass it over, but grant me my prayer. Verse 22. Prasida Devi Ramo me tvadatham rajyam avyayam labhadam sita pange yashaha parama vyapnuhi. This earth holds none so dear to me as your lovely self of bewitching eyes. I crave your pity for Rama. True, the kingdom is yours by right of boon granted to rule or give away. But pray make a gift of it to Rama, at least out of compassion for a poor old beggar like myself. And thus you will earn undying fame in the world of men and high merit among the gods. So Dasharatha is saying, I'll give you the kingdom, but you give it to Rama. Because everyone loves Rama, whether it is this world or the higher world, every single person loves Rama. So if you were to give this kingdom to Rama, then you will be very famous. Verse 23. Mama Ramasya lokasya guruna bharatasya cha priyam etad guru shroni kuru charu mukhe kshani. O lady of shapely thighs and charming looks, it is but a trifle for you to do so. But you win my lifelong gratitude. You confer great happiness on Rama, and the whole world will acclaim your praises, while great and good men will hold you in high esteem. But it will so disappoint my Bharata. Is it what holds you back? Nay, Bharata is a whole soul of nobility and justice. He sets no bounds to his love for Rama, and nothing will gladden his heart more. Verse 24. Vishuddha bhavasya sudushta bhava dīnasya tamra ashru kalasya rajñah shrutva vichitram karunam vilapam bhartur nrishamsa na chakara vakyam. Thus he tried many an argument and appealed to every possible weakness of hers. Alas, his heart was open as the day, and hers was blacker than night. His eyes were red and weary with grief and sleeplessness. Her eyes were redder, if possible, through rage and grief at being disappointed. Tears rolled down his aged cheeks every time he thought of the moment that he was to part away from Rama. She wept hot tears of grief to think that her beauty and wiles had not enslaved him sooner. He stormed, he raged, he entreated hard enough to melt the heart of an iron statue, and moved heaven and earth to loosen her cruel grip. And she brought into play every art, every wile, every stratagem that a cunning woman's brain could devise. She cooed, she froze, she preached, she philosophized, she cut and thrust to bend him to her will. And she turned a deaf ear to all his entreaties, expostulations, prayers, and tears, for her heart was hardened and her nature was cruel. Verse 25. Tatah sa raja punareva murchitah priyam atushtam pratikula bhashinim samikshya putrasya vivasanam prati kshito visagno nipapata dukkitah. Dasaratha fainted beneath the shock and came back to himself after a time. Is this she on whom my heart's affections have been centered? Is it the same Kaikeyi, the faithful wife, the guileless heart? Nay, this utter callousness to my prayers and entreaties, this inhuman obstinacy, this cruel cutting speech can never be she. And he gazed at her long and earnestly, as at some frightful wonder. All at once, his thoughts turned towards the moment that was even then on him, when he would have to part with his darling son and condemn him to a living death, and he fainted right away. Thus the noble-hearted king passed the livelong night, heaving hot sighs of impotent rage and unavailing grief. Verse 26. Itiva rajño vyatitasya sa nisha jagama ghoram svasato manasvinah vibodhyamanah pratibodhanam tada nivarayamasa sa rajasattamah. And while the distressed and self-respected king was sighing terribly in the way, the night came to an end. At dawn, with conch, veena, tabor, bards, minstrels, heralds, and pursuivants, recall the mighty Lord in sweet strains and sweeter words to the duties of the new day. But Dasaratha curtly bade them cease. Why? Because usually the kings awaken to lovely music. And right now, Dasaratha did not want to be the king, because if he were not a king, he would not have a kingdom for which his beloved son wouldn't have to go off into the forest. So any reminder that he was a king was very displeasing to him, because he knew the consequences of his being a king would affect his beloved Lord Rama. So everyone thinks, oh, material opulence, it is so fantastic. But over here, King Dasaratha doesn't like it. And that's why he is known as Raja Sattamaha. Because even at that point, in that grief, he did not think about how lovely it is that he is a king. He thought about the fact that it is for this kingdom that he will have to lose his beloved Rama. So what is the use of the kingdom? What is the use of his being the king? There is no use. He is not even able to command the respect of his young wife, because of which he has to send his beloved son off into the forest. That's why Valmiki calls him as Raja Sattama, the best of all kings. Because the best of all kings will think about how his kingdom, how his very life will belong to Rama. And this is exactly what Dasaratha proves in the later chapters of Ayodhya Kand. With this, let us come to the conclusion of this immortal chapter, the 13th chapter of Ayodhya Kand. And let us continue with what Kaikeyi thinks in the next chapter. Mangalam Koshilendraya Mahaniya Gunapte Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarva Bhaumaya Mangalam. Jai Sitaram.